7% growth 10 years, roughly. But now, what is important to understand? I see some bankers here, also I see some government officials here. What is important here to understand, for Bangladesh, the way it is growing for the last 8 to 10 years, 6-7% growth, we need to notch it up to 10%, 8%. That is where I appreciate the role of our Prime Minister, that she has enough acumen, that she has realized for us to take this number up, we must have enabling sites, for example, deep sea port, metro rail, all the connectivity you talk about, all the networks set for the infrastructure, and the feeding points in Dhaka, there are low-hanging fruits. So all this together, with the right policy and guideline, I think the GDP of what we see today of 32% required growth or 34%, 15 to 20 billion FDI, or that or tax to be enhanced to say 50% to GDP ratio, those numbers are critical for us to understand. But it's not the set tonight often here to talk those numbers. But what is important to understand, what it's going to take as a Bangladesh, as a nation of Bangladesh, to achieve those numbers. First, I would say, in economic zone, I call them triad, 3 pillars. For private development, I call it triad, 3 pillars. The first thing I talk about, that is the regulatory issues. The first leg of the triad is regulatory issues. You understand one thing, in the economic zone, I said in 2016, 28th February, that's 84 months ago, I set out the journey on behalf of the Bonik Limited. And in 84 months, what did we achieve? Yes, we do have Honda in Bangladesh, Honda manufacturing site. Honda makes about 80,000 motorcycles in Bangladesh, real motorcycles, 80,000. We have Huntsman, a US company that does textile effects. There are many other companies in Bangladesh, but we could not go 10 or 2 where we aspired for. And I will just get to that point that if higher economic zone, that was set out by our Prime Minister in 2015, the vision of Bangladesh to be in that point of higher economic zone, each higher economic zone to set out in Bangladesh, and each of them has 10 industries each, and each of them employs about 100,000 employees. The numbers seem pretty, as I said, analytical rigor here. There is somebody does give the numbers. See, why we said higher economic zone, Prime Minister. It's all about numbers, achieve the target. Nobody less than Datu Mahathir Mohamad, the guy who was the performer in the last decade, right? So now you see what our Prime Minister said, how efficient she is. She said what? She said, the journey has already begun with the first step of graduating as a developing country by 2021. Now we are keen to create an environment for private sector driven development and minimizing the cost of doing business by adapting appropriate policies and the reducing this. We believe the private is an engine. We believe private sector is the engine of growth. Therefore, our government has given thrust to flourish the private industry and create a favorable environment for investment. This is what I respond to. That is what I want to do. It will happen now. This is a formidable time. The time is now. As I said, seize the opportunity for Bangladesh. Prime Minister's office and Bazaar working hand in hand. I call it imaginative partnership in the offing. And what the private sector will do with the PM office and Bazaar, we will force together. And I won't mention. I would mention to the chairman here and for everyone. We must use the one-stop service to set up. For us, there's no magic. Bangladesh already is a country of is a fourth triangle. So what we need to do to reach that point of $1 billion economy is to connect all the dots. So look at the power of arithmetic, power of development. So I would close, last one in closing, by saying that I'm always a believer, I'm an optimist. I think something isn't right. It's not the thing I like to be. I like to say the glass is half full. We need a positive, proactive mindset where we see the glass as half full instead of half empty. Only then we can seize our moment and take advantage of the opportunity God has given us to make the country beautiful Bangladesh and make the mark in the world stage.